Hi guys, and welcome back to Frontline Gist. In this video, I'm going to share a sample of a supporting document for anyone that's applying for jobs on NHS Jobs. So there will be a supporting statement that you need to attach to your application form. So I have put together a template. The last one I did, I think it was for nurses. So I'm definitely not leaving the HCAs out. This is a template that I have put together. So yeah, I really hope it helps somebody. Please, again, as I said in my previous video, do not copy word for word, because if everyone does it, you're all going to end up with the same statement. So just personalize it. I left spaces for people to put their own personal experiences so that it will make it very unique to yourself. I wrote this in a way that is more of benefit to people with actually no experience, so that it will give you an idea of some of the things to put on there. I've put things like, oh, I've done a CPR training and stuff. If you haven't done them, don't put them on there, you know. Put legitimate things, work experience, or if you've been babysitting or looking after an elderly person, you can try and find a way of putting that in that statement. So I really hope this will help anyone that's trying to be a healthcare assistant. If you're already a healthcare assistant and you still need help writing, this statement will also be of benefit to you. If you do successfully get a job, please come back and leave a comment below. I'll really appreciate your kind words. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best. So let's get into the video. And as usual, I will be sharing this content via my laptop, as is more like a tutorial and trying to help you all out. All right, yes, let's head over and start this tutorial. Guys, in this tutorial we are going to talk about this section here. So if you go onto the NHS Jobs website, I'm using this job as an example. So if you're trying to apply for a job as a healthcare assistant, and I've opened it up on my own track account, you have to go through the whole process by completing every single section that's required with the asterisks. So if you don't, you know, complete that section, you will not be able to move on and submit. So the supporting information is this section here. If you try and open it, some people call it a cover letter. So if you're applying for a job with a care home or a private organization, they may just ask for your CV and a cover letter. Some people will, you know, the NHS Jobs always asks as a, you know, in the format of a supporting information. So if you're going to use this for a cover letter, you have to address it like writing a letter, as the title says. So this is actually, we don't need to address it to dear so and so. No, we just have to go straight into it and talk about whatever skills and experiences we have for applying for this job. And yeah, so this is what it looks like on that page. And they said here that you need to write maximum 1,500. You don't have to write exactly 1,500. They just, obviously with everything, they have to be a cutoff. If not, people will just write a whole essay. So 1,500, if you write 1,000 and it's quality over quantity. My personal statement has been around 1,200 max. Yeah, and I think with more experience, if you've got more experience, you've got a lot of things to sell. But usually people do not have time if they're going through lots of application and you've got lots and lots of stories to tell. I always say keep it neat and brief and talk about all the key things that you have to try and mention. Some of the key. I will start off with something like this. So over the years, I have gained considerable work and life experiences with transferable skills that are a match for the job description and person specification. So you are telling the reader, you've made it clear that the experience you've got, you do not have care experience, because if you do, you would have mentioned it straight away. If you do have, please mention it. So you are telling the shortlister, I've got some experience that you would like that will be of benefit to this particular role. Even though I don't have a care background, I have some key skills, life skills, or jobs that I have done that has nothing to do with care, but has got some kind of customer service, you know, experiences that may be able to, you can transfer it into a care role. For example, in my previous role, I had to communicate clearly and efficiently and deal with people on a daily basis, often having to listen to them carefully, asking them appropriate questions, and then thinking quickly to provide a suitable solution to their needs. You're setting them straight. You've told them clearly, I'm able to think quick on my feet and I'm able to answer things appropriately. I'm able to deal with people appropriately, and you can deal with them in a fast way, solving their problem. This particular statement is like, hey, I'm here, pay attention to my application because I've got something to give. This is what I call this particular opening statement. Then we go over to the next paragraph, the next statement. I will carry on and say, during one particular interaction with a customer, or, you know, with a colleague, you can talk about, you can put a colleague or, you know, a manager, who was confused. I altered my style of communication, because if you work around customer service, this particular statement will work if you're transitioning into a care role. And I asked a series of questions to get to the bottom of their issue, which they enabled me to quickly resolve their problem. So this particular statement, I am drumming it into the shortlister that, hey, I am very good at communicating. I can communicate with people who are distressed. I can communicate with people with hearing aids. I can communicate with people with special needs. Give examples of a grandparent with dementia who's very confused, a grandparent that cannot talk, or your mother has got some kind of problem, or you've got a sibling who's got special needs. How did you communicate with this person? Or you went to university, you had friends or colleagues or people at uni that they had communication issues, or the examples, you can give so many examples to make this personable to you. All right, you carry on and say, I remain calm, I listen to their concerns, and then intervene at appropriate time. And these are some of the problems you're going to face when you're on the ward or you're in the care home. You're going to come across confused patients. You're going to come across patients with various communication needs. It's either they cannot see, people have got hearing problems, somebody's blind, somebody has got surgery in their mouth, they cannot talk, somebody's signing. How do you? Communication is so huge in healthcare that you have to always mention communication and give an example. You can carry on and say, throughout my work, I always focus on putting the customer first. So if you've worked in customer service, always mention that you put in the customer first. I will put the patient first. I ensure that I represent the company I am employed by in a positive manner. I also possess considerable experience of working to very high standards. For example, during a recent meeting where we were discussing an important project, a member of the team suggested we should try and cut corners to save the organization money. You can give an example. At uni, I was part of a team working on a project, and the team members were not working or function. The team was not functioning. People were falling out with each other. I tried to merge and get people to work alongside each other by communicating the project brief and all the other bits clearly, and we were able to successfully finish the project. So that's an example that, because at uni they put us all in groups, and you can do so much things, and you see people fall out in groups, you see people cannot communicate, whether they are showing up on appointments and things like that. These are examples you can give if you do not come from a care background, because believe me, do not feel threatened that you are applying for a job and somebody with a care experience will get the job. No, if you are confident and you can explain yourself on a supporting statement, and you can explain yourself in an interview about your communication skills, believe me, you will be given a chance if you can explain yourself properly. We carry on. I stated how important it is. So that's just this statement to support the other one. So this is a whole document, but I've decided to break it down so we go through it one step at a time. And then you carry on and say, I plan to continue, because you're using your customer service experience, and you say, I plan to continue maintaining high standards with patient care if I am offered the opportunity to work for your company. So if it's a care home, you can mention their name. If it's whichever foundation trust, you can put it there. As a dedicated and compassionate individual, you can also mention some of the skills, healthcare skills you've managed to achieve. I have recently obtained a CPR and first aid certification. And usually if you're like a nanny or a babysitter, sometimes some of these companies will offer you first aid training. So if you've got that, that's great. That's the first step. And you can carry on and say, I'm enthusiastic about the possibility of working towards a care certificate. Mentioning a care certificate means you know something about it. So read up on care certificate. So obviously all the things you have to cover when you're completing your care certificate book. So I speak so quick. Oh my God. Calm down. I also understand the importance of safeguarding vulnerable adults and children. You can give an example. A year ago, I worked as a babysitter and was offered safeguarding training, which will come handy for this role, as I will document and escalate safeguarding concern to senior nurses and managers. Saying this statement alone goes to show that, one, this individual will pay attention. They will document when they see something out of character, or if they see something that's not right, they will actually mention it to senior managers or senior nurses, because you're going to work with the senior nurses or staff nurses, and they are going to direct you on the activities you need to perform on a daily shift. All right, so this is always good to mention safeguarding. If you haven't done it, please do not put it there. All right, this is just a sample statement. Next up, And then you can go in and say, since I am comfortable with most aspects of the work that this position requires one to do, which means you've actually looked at the job spec, you've looked at the job description, and you know you're confident you can do it. I feel that I am well qualified to work in this role. I can deliver exceptional personal care, which is all the washing, the clothing, and the hair care, all the type of things you offer to patients, and supervision skills for both adults and young people, because I understand the needs of both. So in this role, you're telling them that, hey, I'm able to work with adults, I can work with young people. You've just explained yourself that you've got both experience. And you can carry on and say, my experience to date has helped me to understand the unique challenges faced by vulnerable patients when admitted. I also know the importance of providing each client with special care and attention, not to mention their specific needs. In every interaction with a resident, I do my utmost best to exercise patience and allow them as much time as necessary to communicate their needs. So I'll end it here. If you've got more things to write, please add it onto it, and then you can summarize and say, hey, I look forward to discussing my candidacy with you. I look forward to being interviewed so I can share more of my experience. And that's how I will end it. So this is just about 600 words. So as you can see, there's room for you to add more. But as I said, try and cut it down and keep it, I would say keep it up to about 1,000 words. Keep it simple, because you don't have a lot of experience. There's no need to waffle on and talk about things that do not matter. Keep it very neat and simple. And I think when you have a personal statement like this or supporting document like this, if I'm shortlisting, I would definitely pay attention to anyone that has been very transparent and very honest that, hey, I don't have experience, I really want to be a care assistant. You can even put things that I aspire to be a nurse one day, so I feel getting my foot into the door will encourage me to learn about the role, so in the future I can apply to be a nurse. So this is just simply it, keep it really simple, and I really hope this will be of benefit to you or anyone that you know. I wish you guys the best. If you haven't subscribed, please kindly subscribe, and I look forward to sharing the next video with you guys about the key phrases, some of the key words and phrases that you should try and mention when you're writing your personal statement. Thank you once again. Take care. Bye bye.